the last topic that I wanted to address with you,
Here we go.
oh, no. Actually, this isn't controversial at all, but this is about, who DJ Baker is. And you've not only given a platform to so many LGBT people of color, but you've been one of the biggest advocates for out musicians, especially hip hop
Yeah.
artists. So I wanted to have a quick conversation with you about that.
Yes,
Um,
definitely.
but let's just start with first. Um, what do you how would you assess the community support? And I'm just talking about just LGBT people of color. Like you got the chaoses and the lastos and all of these people, their peers who are non-musicians, black LGBT community. How receptive, or what do you think is the relationship between the artist and the audience in the community?
Disconnected. Um, I think because the artists like Lasso and Chaos, they try to get to as many places as they can, but they can't. And so, because of the internet, that's the only way they're being heard. They're not heard on a local radio station sometimes, and so it's hard for them to build a home base. So when I'm playing them, there are people in London that are big fans of Lasso. There are people in Cleveland, Ohio, that are big fans of Lasso, but they can't. I mean, how do you monetize that for him? How does he monetize that? So it's just very difficult for the artist to get in contact with the audience, just because it's just based on the fact that it's on the internet. And sometimes, a lot of times, if we talk about touring and performing, it's hard for these artists to get performance gigs. Like, no one's willing to open that door. I mean, Will Sheridan has a night here every once a month where he tries to get as many as the artists to go on there and do their thing and showcase their work. But then at the end of the day, some of these artists are flaky too, and they don't have the education on how to take care of their business too. Like, you got to get on the internet, and you have to tweet, and you have to Facebook, and you have to connect. And then if there is an opportunity where you may have to travel, save up your ducats, baby, because that's what you're going to have to do. Take that little money, come to New York, say, yo, Will Sheridan, I want to perform, whatever. I know that in D.C., they have oh, God, I forgot the person who's doing it down there. But he also has a out night, too, where they try to do that. Overseas, big shout out to Mr. Moneymaker over there. He's got an out 2 weekends a month, an out showcase that goes on out there in London. And it's just as simple as getting over there. It's hard. It's hard. But it's between the artist learning the business and the audience being receptive to it. Because at the end of the day, it's hard for the artist to put on the perfect show with the budget they got. And we're spoiled. African Americans in general are spoiled. We have to have glitz, and we got to have glamour, and it's got to be professional. And that's rap. That's corny. But it isn't corny if you really get into it, if you took the time to get to know the artist and realize how much energy they're putting into it. So I think it goes both ways.
And I'm glad you said that, because I'm always hearing it, depending on who it is, that it's always one side. And I usually hear that it's the audience's fault. And my belief is this: if you're an artist, it's your job to make sure, if this is what you want, it's your job to make sure that you're being heard. You
Mm-hmm.
can't expect the audience to hear you if you're not making it yourself known to them. So if you're just some of them only release like one song every couple of years, and you expect us to wait for you 2 years later while X, Y, and Z artists are putting out stuff, or we're stuck listening to Beyonce and Jill Scott and them, we're not going to be waiting on you. And then even on top of that, like I've told some of these artists, you mentioned it yourself, in order to make money, you have to spend money. You
Mm-hmm.
have to invest in yourself to make money. So if Chicago Black Pride has a music fest and you want to perform, don't sit on your ass or hit me up thinking I'm going to go to the Black Pride organizers and say, yo, put this person from Atlanta or DC or New York on your list, or pay for this person to come. They might not have the budget for you. So,
Mm-hmm.
and then again, like you said, not having the best set, I always feel like this: I've seen, like, I was at a show last night with Tweet. Her
Mm.
sound was fucked up. The engineers fucked her shit up, but she sang her ass off anyways.
Okay.
And that's what people care about the most. If you don't have the best set, if all you got is two little dancers dancing behind you and you performing to a track, then you perform on that track as if you were performing at Madison Square Garden.
There
You
you go.
know, because that's what the audience want. They want you to treat their time as well as you want them to treat your products. So
Eh,
and I wanted to. I'm glad I'm having this conversation with you because I was just dying to get that out there. And here's another thing. I don't know if you have this issue with the artists, but a lot of them want to get upset for me not putting them on my blog and stuff. And I said, well, first of all, you got to send me your material. I can't fish for you. This is your
hmm
product. This is your music. If you want it out, you got to let me know. If
Absolutely.
I have to work hard to get your information when somebody else is sending me information that's easy, then I'm gonna go with what's easy versus something that's gonna take me too long to find, and I got a busy day. But
Well, and see that's the part of their being educated. See what they see is, and I guess we have to go there. They see Beyonce. Oh, I know my line. I can do my dance, and I can sing, and I can dance. And you're putting it on YouTube, but you're not doing anything with it.
right,
You gotta be progressive on getting it out. Listen, even Beyonce needed someone to push her out, and she doesn't just look at one person. She goes to several people. You know, when they put music out, you got to go to several people. They just can't give it to you and expect you to go to someone and say, "Yeah, put this on." Like if I know artists that want to give me stuff and go, "Could you? Why aren't I performing at Black Pride?" Well, why don't you talk to them too? And not only you have me and you, but get a couple of other those people on the board who you know and contact them. If there's 7 people on the board and 6 people say we want this person to perform, well, guess what? This person's going to perform. If you're not in the conversation and at the tip of our tongue, and if you're not contacting us and keeping a relationship with the media, a good relationship with the media,
not
then
just
what do
when
you
you want something, not just when you want something.
exactly?
Shit.
Exactly. It's like, here I have people who, oh, you're gonna pay for my album? No, I'm not gonna pay for your album. If you're not
Exactly.
gonna
Why
give it
would
to
I
me,
promote you and I'm paying for it?
it doesn't make any sense.
Like
Now,
I'm paying
I
you to do my job. Or no,
exactly.
I'm paying you to do my job. Like I did that with, never mind. I ain't gonna
But
say
I would love for them to have that same attitude. And I've said this millions of times. I would love to see them have the same attitude with their local radio stations. They don't go to their local radio stations and go, pay for my album and play it. No, they don't do that. They just hand it. They throw it at them. Actually, if they're smart, they're giving them 6, 7 copies of it. You know what I'm saying? So please don't give me that. Oh, you don't support me. Yes, I do support you. And and give me stuff that's good. Don't give me crap that you know is crap, and you're gonna give it to me to get mad if I don't play it. You know? Or now what we do is we'll play it and then we'll just gig on you for about an hour. So yeah, sure. You want to send me crap? Don't get mad. Like what's his name? Red Martinez gave me crap and then got mad because we gave him the truth. Or even Lavari, who said, "Oh, I'm number 1 in Germany." Well, I don't know what they're listening to, but they're not listening to the same track I'm listening to.
exactly.
It was crap, and sometimes they need people to say that to them, and sometimes they need to understand that it's criticism that may be harsh, but it's the truth, and you need to get back to the drawing board, go back, do it again, and get better, and get better. This is what this business is all about. It's not personal. I don't want to throw you under the bus just because I don't like you. It has nothing to do with that. I'm throwing you under the bus because the music was whack. You know what I'm saying? So, and let me tell you something. Even in the politics of it all, there's certain artists who I don't even think are that good, but I play them, and I even big them up. You know why? Because they're friendly to me,
Right.
and they're cordial to me, and they actually respect what I do. So when you get that, you start to become a little soft on them. You do. You become soft on them. And I think that's how this business works. There are plenty of people on the radio with no talent, but we're soft on them because, well, the people in media and the PR rep and the manager have softened this person up, soften them up, send them a couple of gifts. They you know what I'm saying? Like, make sure they get into the party, make sure they don't have anything to worry about. You treat the press good, and I guarantee 9 times out of 10 you're going to get a good review.
And I mean, because why do you
Even
think some of these artists get like the most rotations on the radio station? At the end of the day, it's all about who you know and who you have the best relationships with. Because you could be well known, have the shittiest attitude, and you will be treated like shit. With that,
exactly.
with that saying, I want to end this by, just summarizing on who you're all about. And,
Oh,
like I said, you've given a platform to the LGBT community. But just like I'm passionate about the out musicians, you are are passionate with the out musicians. If you could name 5 people who, and it could be hip hop artists or R&B artists, that
mm.
you recommend the black LGBT people pay attention to with current music out and been putting out consistent music, who would they be?
Well, listen, I am so hyped about Lasto's album. It's ridiculous. I'm
Wait,
like
is
a
it
kid.
out?
It's supposed to be coming out, and he's going to be on the show when we return, and we're going to talk to him about that whole keeping us like salivating for his music.
Since 2010?
Yes, yes. But you know what? Every time he's come out with a single, it's hot. Yeah. So he stays current somehow without an album, and he makes you keep wanting it. So hopefully that tactic works. I think Sonny Cobain is probably the newest kid on the block that has been sparking things and has a great ear for music. He really does. He's good at what he does. He's a cute little thing too. Cute little thing. And of course, Chaos. Chaos is always like to
Number
me.
one in my book.
Yeah, he's like my Nas. Like I just
Yes.
yeah.
Consistent, great material, even the
Yeah.
videos. Like, he really takes his stuff seriously. I
Yeah.
wish he's the one person I wish mainstream hip hop media took advantage of highlighting. I mean,
I
because
agree.
he's more serious than a lot of the mainstream rappers who are trying to be mainstream. So
Hmm.
you got 2 more?
Let's see. Well, you know what? Bryant is coming back. I saw the new video. I'm looking forward to seeing what this album brings up. And Shorty Rock's coming back out. So I'm looking forward.
Oh, I haven't heard of him in a long time.
Yeah, I mean,
He's really good.
suppose I'll drop Dime on your show. Supposedly this is going to be his last album. Yes, so he's going to talk about that. It's going to be his last album. He's getting ready to retire. And we're going to get that. We're going to get him to admit it on the show. Actually, it was something that we were talking to him about. He was like, "Yeah, he's done his 10 years. He's done more than 10 years, but he's done so much." And I think that he's ready to move on, to retire. So we'll talk about that. And I'm looking forward to hearing what this album has to give. I really am. Looking forward to. You know who also too? I just want to say big shout out to the lesbians. But Saya, I love Saya. I can't wait to hear more stuff from her. Dolo Bangs is supposed to be doing my new intros. Supposed to be. We'll see what's happening. We're still got. We're coming down to the wire with 3-4 more days left. And I guess Splash T, of course. Billy Hood. Splash T, Billy Hood.
Yeah, Billy Hood's dope.
Yeah, and Splash T's going to be doing some crazy new stuff. So I'm looking forward to a lot of good music this season coming up too from some of the artists, and I'm just really looking forward to the new talent too.
So to close this out, you always big up people, but I always love it how you keep it real and raw, even when the opinion is not favorable. Can you name 3 out artists that you like but really need to step their game up? No shade, I love you, but you need to step your game up, and why?
Damian Crawford, and I won't say because of his music. I'll say because of his style. I'm not buying into it. I think I'm not buying into it. I saw his latest video. I thought it was a great video, except that the styling was all off and his choreography was all off, and and I like it so much, but I just can't. I was just too much. Um, oh gosh, I would say Montez. Montez, I'd like to see him step up a little bit more, get a little better. I'm still looking for Medina Green to get better, step up and get a little better. Um, oh gosh, I can't think of anyone else because I'm in love with Nas right now. Uh, Will Sheridan's doing his thing. Yeah, that's another one. Oh
I
gosh,
want
so that's
Nas
pretty
to
much
put
it.
out a full album. Like I love Nas's music, but I'm tired of getting singles here and there. I want a full Nas album because I think
He's
that would
another
be
one. Yeah.
okay. So you tell me who needs to step up. Can you think of just one person, or you can give me more if you want to, that should do what Shorty Rock is doing? Retire from rap, never put out another song, be done with it. Like, this ain't for you award. Like, this ain't for you, son. Award goes to.
Oh. No, I can't say that. I'm so close with a lot of them. I have to say, definitely Ray Martinez definitely has to go. Nasty Nick definitely has to go. Um, oh God, see, and other rappers like DDM is coming in my head. I love him to death too. He's doing a great job. Daquan doing a great job. The other dude, uh, what's those people out in Chicago? What happened to JR, the king of gay music? I don't know what's going on with him. Um, what's the other one that I can't even think of the name.
QB,
Who?
QB, the Midwest or something.
Oh yeah, he really needs to step it up. Cause I totally forgot who he is. Prince Cat Eyes. I don't know what he's doing. He was supposed to be coming out with something new too. Just fell off the face of the earth.
I like Freaky Boys. I need them to come out with some more music consistently. That's probably the only rap artist I like in Chicago right now. And Roy Jones or Roy something. Roy Kinsey.
Okay, I do know about Roy Kensley. But who was the first artist you said?
Freaky Boys. I wish they would be more consistent with their
Oh
music.
yes,
I like
yes.
them.
My thing with the Freaky Boys is I just need them to admit that they're doing gay music. Just to please admit it. But I love them, and I like their album. Actually, the mixtape that they have out, I still listen to. I still listen to that.
Okay, and one more thing, because I know I keep saying this, but I have to ask you this question. Is gay music or out hip hop or out music a genre? Because I know we always keep saying gay music, out hip hop, and I hear people use it in a way that it sounds like it's a genre. Would you consider it as a genre, or people are just doing hip hop who happen to be gay?
I believe it's a genre only because I know that there are gay hip hop artists like Tim and West, a couple of others who are actually political. IKP is another one, very political about it, and sometimes they're specifically targeting the gay community with the message, and so that's why I would consider out hip hop being an actual. I do believe that there are out hip hop rappers that can cross over and just be hip hop rappers, like Chaos and Elasto and some of others who don't necessarily, their messages are not always specific to the gay community, but they're just to the community in the whole, probably African American, the black people. So, yeah, I believe there's a genre, and I believe that I believe there could be a straight rapper that could be out hip hop, because that song that Murs did called was it Animal?
Right,
Was
and then Saint Love by
specifically,
Macklemore.
yeah, well that's Macklemore, that was specific to the gay community. I don't see why they can't get this, like any type of acknowledgement from. I mean, Lasso said that, shout out to Macklemore for getting the award and doing his song. He was very proud of that. So I see that some out rappers are acknowledging the straight rappers that are going, hey, dude, we see you, we acknowledge you exist. It's either that or you get Lord Jamal, who says that gay has no place in hip hop because Mr. C likes to get a blowjob from Bimbo. So, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
I love your commentary. I always love your answers because it always gives me more questions. But we're way over time, so
Okay.
I want to thank you for just even sticking this out as long as we have, because it's actually going to break up into 2 interviews. Because I know, like I always praise you for the platform you provide to the LGBT community, and that's how I wanted to. That's why I wanted to end this on that note right there.
And I just want to say thank you, Waddie G. I always love the fact that from the beginning, we've always had a great repertoire with each other. We've always respected what each other does.
No shade at all.
Yes. You've even been on my show. Used to do a segment. You're a part of those co-hosts too. Come on.
Yeah, I mean, I was an honorary co-host. I try to do my thing. So I do appreciate and that's why I said, I really, if anything, for people to take away from this is that just like I do with the G-List Society, you've always done it with the Do Dirty Show. You give a platform to LGBT people, especially those of color. And, and my message is always, instead of trying to condemn those who give platforms just because of an honest criticism that they give, still thank them for even being bold enough to even mention it in their names with the criticism, because it's still a platform. And so that's why I wanted to end this interview, this G-Chat with you, stating that. With that said, we're bigging up the 9th season of the Do Dirty Show. It's coming out September 23rd or maybe earlier. So how do we stay in tune with you to find out if it's going to be the 23rd or earlier?
All right. So you can follow me on Twitter. It's DIRTY531. You can hit me up on Facebook, like the Do Dirty Show page, DADOO-Dirty Show, and you just go to Facebook and follow us along. Also, you can go to the website, www.thedo-dirtyshow.com, DADOO-dirtyshow.com. Either which way, you can always contact us. And one thing I want you guys to know, we are live every day, Monday through Friday from 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. You can download, the Stitcher app and listen to us live there, or through your computer, you can always listen to us live. And just come with ready to have fun, because that's what we're going to do. We're going to have fun, crack jokes, get to the bottom of certain things in our community, and you get the opportunity to have someone talk to you that doesn't act like you're not in the room. So we can talk about Bow Wow's ass and Trey Songz' penis, if you'd like.
Woo! No, just kidding. I mean, you know what? Ever since Trey Songz cut off them braids, he actually got on my list, because he was never considered on my list until he cut off them braids. I said,
yeah, now he's got that tattoo on his chest, which I would like to get closer and read.
You know what I would do? Act like I'm blind and try and touch him and think I'm reading Braille. Like, Trey is so sexy, man. I just want to get to hear his episodes before this new season starts on the 23rd. He has previous episodes on there in his archive, so make sure you check that out, especially August 13th, 2010, if that's still up. Do you remember what happened?
Everything is up there. You can always just go on the website. You can even download the Mixcloud app. Look for the Do Dirty Show. All the episodes, the clips, the interviews from the past season are up there, and that's the best way to keep in contact. You can just listen to you on your phone while you're walking, chilling, doing whatever, working out, whatever.
Awesome. Thank you, DJ. Shout out to
your
co-host. I want to wish you a great, fabulous 9th season. And we're going to have you back on the show. So,
absolutely.
All right.
Thank you, Waddie.